Kevin, you look a little bit different than before. What happened? You were a bird?
Well, after I was done in PCA and after LAPC, and I went to the Heads Up Championship in Las Vegas, I was just really beat down and feeling really lazy, so I decided not to shave for a long time. And then when I got here, I had a full beard. And I just kind of decided to have some fun with my facial hair, so decided to grow out the mustache, pay a little homage to Michael Piper. He final tabled San Remo a couple years back, and he had the very pronounced bicycle mustache. So a bunch of other poker players were doing the same thing, and there was like a photo series of people that got the same sort of look. So I decided to shave that before day one, and I just kind of decided to keep it because, I don't know, it's funny and it's cool and makes me kind of look like a porn star, so yeah. So I just decided to keep it. I'm not sure how long I'll keep it for, though.
Last year was the EPT Snowfest last year. Was that your first EPT tournament?
Oh, no. I started playing EPTs in season 5. I flew out after APPT Macau and attended Barcelona, and I did actually every single European Poker Tour that season. And just kind of learned a lot of the players, and learned what cities were my favorite, and that gave me a lot of experience into season 6 and then season 7 as well. But season 6, I eventually took down my title, and a lot of that was knowing the players and being more comfortable with being in Europe and everything. So I had played a lot of EPTs.
It seems that you love the old fucking Europe.
Yeah, I do. I like Europe. I mean, a lot of people in America, a lot of the really good players in America, they just like to play tournaments in America. And it really doesn't make very much sense because in the States you can't have online qualifiers. In Europe, you can qualify through PokerStars.com. For the World Poker Tours, you can qualify through Party Poker and through Full Tilt now. And I just like the idea of being able to get my buy-in from just playing online, because I was such a hard worker online before I ever started becoming a live pro. So yeah, I just like the satellite system, and I like the field sizes that it produces, and you just have bigger tournaments in Europe with more players and bigger prize pools, and generally speaking, they're softer. That's not to say there isn't good players in Europe. There's lots of some of the best players in the world are from Europe. But generally speaking, you're going to have more bang for your buck when you play tournaments in Europe.
Okay, how's the tournament week been so far?
It went pretty well. I had a really tough table day one. We had Kevin Stani, who's a friend of mine, who won EPT Tallinn. Liv Boeree, who's one of my best friends on tour, who won EPT San Remo. Luca Pagano, who's second on the all-time leaderboard for EPT.
Elke.
Then we had Elke moved in. So at one point we had number 1 and number 2 on the EPT all-time leaderboard on our table, and 4 EPT champions, all at the same table. And not to mention that there was a guy from Panama, Jose Servino, who's head 2782 online. He's very good. And then we had a PKR pro from England that played extremely well. And we had an Italian Sasal Poker pro on my right that played very well as well, and not to mention a Winamax pro in seat 9. So yeah, it was just like there was like one soft spot in the whole table. It was a nightmare, but I got out okay.
You said Liv Boeree is a good friend. You look really close to each other. Is she a friend, or is she more?
Well, we've been dating for a few months now, so it's going pretty well. It's nice to have somebody that travels and plays the same poker tournaments as you. So we have like a lot of camaraderie, and actually it's kind of weird because we keep drawing the same tables. In Los Angeles, we were at the same starting table of the 1K side event there, and we got 10th and 11th respectively. So it's just kind of weird because I play with her quite a bit, but I have a lot of respect for her. She's really, really smart girl, and I mean, I think she's definitely one of the top female players, if not just players, out there for tournament poker. She's really, really smart, and she's just a great girl. So yeah, I'm happy to be with her.
That is the last EPT before EPT Berlin. Are you going to be there for defending your title?
Yeah, I'm going to be there, and I'm still trying to figure out if some of my family is going to come out or not, because my dad really wants to come out for my title defense.
So, and you recommended Berlin because of the...
Well, he just wants to see, he wants to see me try to defend my title, and so my dad's thinking about coming out for that. And it's at a new venue this year, so I don't think we'll have any of the the same shenanigans that happened last year. So, and Berlin's a great city. I love Germany. The German players are really enthusiastic, and just loads of them show up for the tournament. It's one of the biggest events of the year. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that event. And then the grand final afterwards in Madrid. San Remo and then the grand final. It's going to be a really great trip in Europe, so I'm just going to stay here all the way through and up until the World Series.
How good are your memories on this day in Berlin when the tournament was raided?
Yeah,
you and Jim Collerby, you were quite excited about the decision to continue the tournament. What was your biggest surprise about? I mean, for you Americans, it was not a small thing. It was quite a big thing. You are more accustomed to have robberies with guns, and they are more dangerous than in Europe.
Well, I think that the casinos in the States, you know, the venues that we have the tournaments at in the States have pretty good security, you know, and it was just a unique situation where they were, because of licensing or whatever, they were forced to have the tournament in the Hilton instead of in the casino, which, I mean, that's the reason for the security breakdown. But yeah, it was pretty scary, you know, like you come from the States where you have guns are more available, you have school shootings and stuff like that. And so when I saw everybody screaming and getting down on the ground, I thought, oh my God, this is like Columbine or something like that, like one of those famous school shootings, you know. And I didn't even know what had gone on. You know, I went outside and I just saw ambulances, I saw police cars, there's people crying and in hysterics. And you know, the first thing I just thought about was I wanted to make sure all my friends were safe. There was a ladies' event going on that day, and I had a few friends that were playing it, so I was just worried about that. So I just went straight back to my hotel. Luckily, I wasn't staying at the Hilton. I stayed a couple kilometers away. Hey.
But nevertheless, you invited your parents to come to Berlin to see defending your title.
Yeah.
You think it is a safe city?
It'll be more safe than any of the other tournaments now, for sure. I mean, like at the time when the robbery happened, I thought I was a little bit surprised, you know, that we came back and had to play that day. But I understand why it happened. Like, everybody had flights home. We just needed to get it over with and done. We didn't want to suspend play, and in the long run, it worked out really well for me, you know. But the thing that I wasn't so happy about is they didn't initially kind of ask the players what they wanted to do. But Jim and I went around and asked all the players, and the overwhelming response is that people wanted to keep playing, you know? So we kept playing, and I'm happy we did, because I ended up winning. But you know, it's such a unique situation. I don't think anything like that will ever come up again, especially not in Berlin. They'll definitely have extra security this time. So I feel very comfortable inviting my family out. And Thomas and Kirsty, that is the director of all the EPTs, they run a really tight ship, and they do a really good job, and they're really professional, and you know, they do everything that they can. So yeah, I feel really safe have my family come out for Berlin.
Okay, Kevin, thank you very much.
Okay.
And good luck for the Z tournament.
Okay, all right, thanks a lot, guys.
See you later. Ciao.
All right, thanks.